Hello everyone, George DeSantis here. It's Thursday, October 14th. It's around midday. Well, it's only 10:30. I wanted to do a quick update on the market. I have a couple of thoughts to share with you. And so let's bring up the disclaimer as we always do. Uh, the disclaimer simply indicates to you that I'm not a professional licensed investment advisor. So if you need a professional investment advisor, I'm not that person. I'm a psychologist. I do this for my own purposes. I've been trading the market for almost 50 years, and I share what I learn with others, and anyone can take it and do what they wish with it. Um, so let's begin to look at some charts. I want to show you some charts. Okay, so here's a weekly chart of the S&P 500. Couple of things I'd like to point out and share with you guys. We made a high here and came down to a low here of about 6.2%. If you took this low, it would probably be closer to 7 or a little higher than 7%. In any case, it seems to me that whenever we got to this level, this green line is the 30 weighted moving average. It closely approximates the 50-day weighted moving average, the 50-day moving average, okay? But since this is a weekly chart, let's stay with what we have here. Um, so it seems to me every time we came down, these wicks or shadows of these candles, every time we got to a level like this, buyers came in and the market rejected that price and it closed higher. Every time we came back here, the market rejected that price and we went up again. Same thing here. And we're having the same thing here this week. So the market seems to be finding some support at this level, very close to that 61.8% Fibonacci retracement of 43.52. Right now, as I type, we're around 44.21, okay, because this is changing every 15 minutes. If we go down to, okay, before we leave this, you could see that the 4 EMA is just tracking the 9 here, the red line, okay? And hopefully we will find that this support and the 4 will break above the red line, the 9 EMA. And that would be pretty bullish. And likewise, the parabolic is still above the most recent bar, this week's bar. We need to see that drop below this week's bar or next week's bar in order to be even more bullish on this, you know. Things are turning around here, it seems. Now, we could be wrong, we could go back down again, but I'm just going to show you what I see and what I think, okay? Um, as far as the triple momentum indicator is concerned, this one down here, we seem to have hit the 4% line and bumping off of it today. We seem to be bumping off that 4% line today. And that's a good sign. That's a good bullish indication. In other words, if not bullish, at least an indication we might be finding the support that I talked about before. Now go down to MACD. On MACD, as the market made a higher high here, MACD made lower highs, okay? And so we had this divergence, this bearish divergence, and that was played out here. Now it seems as though MACD histogram is leveling off here. We'll determine if that's so, of course, as we get another day's trading or a couple more days trading. In any case, this is what the weekly is showing us. What about the daily? On the daily, we can see that the 4 EMA crossed below the 9 way back here. Okay, but that was September 9. And that's when the market started to break down. When we made a low here, we rallied a little, but we found resistance at this level here, that 30 weighted moving average. We came down again, found support at the 100-day moving average, and rallied back up to resistance again at the 30 weighted moving average. We came down again, an even lower low, and then when we rallied up again we found resistance at the 30-day weighted moving average and the 50-day weighted moving average. We came down again, and now we're breaking above the 30-day weighted moving average. Hopefully we'll close above it, but we still have to deal with that 50-day weighted moving average. So the question at this point is, do we break above 44.34? If not today, tomorrow, or the next, or Monday? Or do we find resistance here and come back down? You know, that's the question we're dealing with right now. Now the parabolic switched to being below the most recent bars, and that's a bullish sign because parabolic SAR, the SAR stands for stop and reverse. So we had a downtrend here, and parabolic is saying stop and reverse that downtrend to an uptrend on the daily chart. If we go down to the sum of the rate of change indicator, the triple momentum indicator, you can see that there was this trend of the indicator that we broke here. We broke this trend right here. And we are seemingly trending up on this indicator now. And the other momentum indicator that so many of us rely on, MACD gave us a buy signal back here, back on the 8th of October. Okay, so that was on Monday, I think it was. No, that was last Thursday or Friday. Friday. We got a buy signal on MACD. And now MACD is trending up even more as the market seems to want to go a little higher here. Now I want to show you Jake Bernstein's charts and discuss that for a minute. So let me stop the video here. So here's a weekly chart of that we use, that we learned from Jake Bernstein, who is one of these old-time traders. He's been trading for over 50 years as well. This is called the moving average channel chart. In other words, this is a channel here. The moving average is a 10-week moving average of the highs, and an 8-week moving average of the lows. And what Jake usually likes to do is to buy, what his data shows him is that we ought to buy in an uptrend, we ought to buy at the 8-week moving average of the lows, for example, here, or within the channel. That's what his research shows. Now, we're seeing that we had this new high, then we broke down, and then we saw this before, okay? But what I want to point out here is that Jake Bernstein uses this chart for setups and triggers to buy or sell. So in this case, on this weekly chart, the Larry Williams accumulation distribution line, this green line, is still above the 57-week moving average in this case. It's a weekly chart. So it's still above there. So one might say we have a setup. And in order to have a trigger to buy the market, if you're looking to buy something or buy the S&P futures or something, trade the S&P futures, you're waiting for a trigger which would be 2 successive complete bars above the 10-week moving average of the highs, like this here, okay? Would be two consecutive complete bars. And we would need to get that above the moving average of the highs. Let me move this picture here. The moving average of the highs, this is the moving average of the highs. We would need to get 2 complete bars above here. Now we already have a setup and we're waiting for the trigger. That's on the weekly chart. Okay, now let's look at a daily chart. On the daily chart, you can see that we did get a sell signal here on Jake Bernstein's chart. Okay, this was 2 complete successive price bars, right, below the 8-day moving average of the lows, and we had a setup here because the accumulation distribution line was below its moving average here, this blue line, and so this was a setup, and then we got a trigger right here, these two. So when we hit that moving average of the highs, we came back down. because we were now playing this sell signal out. Now what we have on the right side of the chart, and notice we found resistance here at the moving average. In other words, the AD line found resistance here at the 57-day moving average twice, here and here. And remember on the weekend I said I have reservations about this. I have concerns about this resistance. Well, we came back down in the early part of the week. And now today we're getting a nice candle here. And the accumulation distribution line looks as though it wants to break above its average. And we saw this earlier, but we do have a new buy signal on MACD. Now, Jake doesn't use MACD, not in this context anyway, but this is what I wanted to show you on Jake's chart. So basically, we're having a very good bullish day here, and we need to get, if we get this AD line above the 57-day moving average, this one, the blue line, if we get it crossed above here, and we get two complete successive bars above the 10-day moving average of the highs, we will have a buy signal, according to Jake Bernstein. That's what I wanted to mention. Since we have this is a short video, I could also share with you. I have a chart. I have a list of stocks, a watch list that I made up a year ago, October 18th, exactly almost a year ago, of stocks that I keep adding to this list when they seem to get my attention. So this is how that list, the top performing stocks on that list has performed for the past week, even though it's been a difficult week. So I don't own all of these stocks. I own some of them, but I'm just showing you the list, and you can see how the whole list is doing here. Well, let me go back up here. You could pause the video, take a note if you wish, and let me go down to here, and you can see some more. This is how those stocks have done for the week. Okay, there are some bearish ones at the bottom. There are a lot of bearish ones. I'm sure we'll get there, because it's a long list, but not that many bearish. So the stocks on my main watch list are doing damn good. Let me show you a list that I made up from Jake Bernstein's buy signals on the weekend. This is a list I made up from Jake Bernstein's buy signals on the 11th, and you can see that most of them are up. You have a few that are down, but Jake Bernstein's buy signals, where you have your setup and trigger, this is how those stocks have performed for the past week. Okay, the past 5 days, I think it is. Five trading days, I believe, is what they look at. Okay. In any case, this is how Jake Bernstein's list is done. Then I made up another list from those other lists. I made up this main watch list, and here's how these stocks have performed. This was my main list for the week. I bought some of these. Fortinet, I bought some more in mode. It's up 17% for the week. I don't own this. I didn't buy KKR. I didn't buy DDS anymore. But these are stocks that I own: Costco, Fortinet, etc. So those are the stocks that look very interesting. I thought I'd just show you that and call it a night. Good luck with your trading. I hope we get a rally from here, and we'll do this on the weekend. We'll send you another video on the weekend. Have a great day and a good weekend. Bye bye.